Real.
Welcome back to WBTV News this morning. I'm here live with Paul Durso with Durso Management.
Capital Management.
I knew I was going to get it wrong.
That's
Durso
okay.
Capital Management. Most of you finished doing your taxes already, and you probably have a lot of financial paperwork laying around. The BBB is holding free shredding events today and this weekend for National Secure Your ID Day. So Paul's here to talk about more about what we need to do with these documents, what to shred, what not to shred. First of all, what is National Secure Your ID Day? I had never heard of that.
Well, unfortunately, identity theft is the fastest growing crime in the United States. So the Better Business Bureau went out and said, you know what, we're going to create a national day of Secure Your ID as an awareness. And we did it just after tax day. It's April 26th. And they've created shredding events all across the United States for people to properly and securely shred their documents.
Yeah, no, and people should take advantage of that. In fact, we're hosting one today on Statesville Avenue. So what are ways we can secure our ID?
Well, securing your ID, there's all kinds of great services out there.
Yeah.
If most credit card companies will offer a great secure your ID platform. It's really cheap. It'll be $5 to $15 a month. And what they're going to be able to do is basically just track your identity to see who's trying to take credit out against it or things like that.
Sure. And what are some of the paperwork that we can get rid of now that is safe to go ahead and shred?
Well, there's a couple things we want to take into consideration here. The first is, do we need them for taxes for 2014 for this year? So we don't want to shred any of those documents.
Okay.
I tend to not like clutter, so I can go crazy and get rid of everything. Don't do that. So your pay stubs and bank statements and anything related to your work or tax deductions, charitable deductions.
Keep those.
Keep those. Everything else that has a PIN, a password, an address, simple things like that, believe it or not, you want to get rid of.
Sure.
So anything that's not for tax season or tax related, you can get rid of.
Okay. But don't you have to keep documents for, like, I've heard, like, keeping your documents for, like, 7 years.
Yeah, well,
even if they are maybe pay stubs or things like that.
Your tax forms you want to keep for 7 years.
Okay.
Pay stubs and bank statements for 1 year. That's really for tax purposes.
Okay.
Credit card statements you'd want to keep for at least 45 days or so. But most of that will stay online for a year or two.
Sure. And would you say that shredding these documents are the safest way to get rid of them?
Unfortunately, we can't just say shredding. Because, typically the norm was just a straight line shred, which was a vertical shred. Well, sophisticated software, they can decode.
Oh, my goodness. You can't do anything anymore. Okay, so they figured out a way to somehow...
Well, you have to cross-shred.
Okay.
So it's going to put it into little itty-bitty pieces, and that's going to be the key to make sure that it's done properly.
So the shredder that we bought at, like, Office Max or something, not...
You just want to make sure it's a cross-shredder.
Just
as long as it's a cross-shredder, you're fine.
Okay. All right. Paul, thanks for coming on.
You're very welcome.
Always giving us good financial advice, so thank you for that, Paul. We'll be right back after this. We got a lot more news, weather, and traffic to cover for you here on WBTV News this morning on Bounce TV.